Chylewska-Barakat, and Barakat is my husband's name as well. And that's the reason why he is the reason why I was in Syria and why I worked in Syria for almost 10 years. And I'm a psychologist, psychotherapist from Poland. We know each other from our PhD studies. So I went to Syria actually directly after I did my PhD, and as my mother said, it was a crazy decision. It was. It was especially from the beginning, very hard decision. Because what I did in Poland was from the beginning absolutely unuseful in Syria because of the language. Yeah, so it was a very big challenge for me, and for like 1 year it was even no hope that I will be able to work with people in this country. So my experience was, maybe some of you know very well this experience because you came from different countries to Germany, and I'm like a very good example of crisis and acculturation shock from the beginning. So my enthusiasm that everything will be for sure very well, but after a few months was like going absolutely down, and that point after like few months, it was like a very huge gap between what I imagined that I can do and how it will be, and what I find I'm able to do. And most of these difficulties was linked to the language for sure, but also for lack of like support. Everything was on my husband. So for sure you know that if we have only one person we can rely, it's I have no idea how he was able to.
You are welcome.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe you know this phase when this stadium when we have like depression, this shock, that we are not able to do anything, that language is absolutely crazy and impossible to learn it. And when we are talking about work, so if I can buy something for myself, so where I can go with this all psychological skills without language. And so that was very challenging, but in the same time it was very overwhelming for me. The support from my family was that, oh yes, you went to that Arab Muslim, and now you will be the kitchen queen, yeah? With your PhD. But maybe it works well with me. Linked to my personality, me, yeah. But a crucial and very small thing was that I was thinking that that this language is so hard, Arabic language is so hard, so it's impossible to talk in that language. So why I'm trying, even thinking that I can work in this country. English is not so, even English is not my favorite language, and still foreigner language, and Syrian people, and in therapy we don't like speaking other languages so much. Or even if we are speaking in different languages, other parts of us are like on the table. Yes, so all this limitation and challenge, and at the same time big change in family situation. My situation as a mother, I came to Syria with our daughter. She was only one, but we decided for the next child. So I was pregnant, and there was already two daughters from my husband. So being single mother for a while with one child, coming to Syria, I become mother of 4. Without language.
Work of art.
Yes. And then my personality, in the meaning that from my family, what I learned was that I can depend only on myself. There is no one in this world I can rely, I can be dependent. And in Syria, this dependency is absolutely different. Yeah? And it was crazy time. My husband couldn't understand why I can't take money from him. He never was thinking that there is something like his money. So, but for me, if I didn't earn this money, I can buy for me small things even. Yes, so it was like cultural change. For me, that time it was like cultural change. Of course, it was personality, and I think I'm struggling with this till now. But conscience and awareness that I have this issue with this dependency, being together, doing things together. So then we have this individual approach in Poland, maybe in Europe a little bit more even, and this collective approach when we are coming to countries, Muslim countries, when the family is the only one, yeah, and there are no special members. So all this that I don't know language, and I back in my life like, so it was like regression. Without language, you again are like a child. And you have no idea what is going on around. So it was disorientation and a lot of questioning myself, my identity, who I am, if I am able to make good decisions. So of course, in such a situation, how you can help anyone if you are lost in this world. Yeah. So this first time was very challenging, difficult, a lot of hesitation. Should I back? Should I do this decision is absolutely crazy, that will not work. Yeah, so yeah. Crisis, identity crisis, and crisis with this culture. And that time, small things like phone from someone we have that time it was clinic in our house, special room from the clinic, but one phone, for example, and people calling, and Syrian tradition, like, or culture. So how are you? How is your husband? How is your one daughter? Second daughter? Then big family. Yeah. And in the end, that they just want appointment with my husband. Yeah. So what is going on? Why all this question for so small things? Yeah. So it was, yeah. And those small things, you are going in the bus and someone is sitting next to you and asking you, oh, how many daughters you have, their age, and how their teeth looks. Yeah, so every time it was something for me, that time was bothering my boundaries. I couldn't understand why they are asking all this question, and I was taking those questions seriously. Yeah, and it took some time that if we after this small talk, it was like, okay, so visit us tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, I can't. But this tomorrow, bukra, means somewhere in the future. Who knows? Yeah. But we are understanding language in Poland, at least, in the different way. Words means somehow what they means. Yeah, and this cultural background was, I was blind for all these things. And then I started even imagine that they are like bothering my boundaries, as I said. That it's something against me, that it's too much. Yeah, but maybe this anger was needed for energy. Yeah? And maybe you know that when we are angry, the power is coming. So somehow it helps me to decide what I will do and that I have energy. So when I saw my, till now we are friends, my gynecologist now, but she's from Romania. And we went there together, but I saw that she recite for me, and she talked in Arabic with my husband, yeah, because I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I saw that it's possible to work in Arabic. Yeah? And maybe it's very small accident, but for me it was like, okay, it's possible. Yeah, and then I start learn Arabic. I went to the course at university, very intensive course, and start learn official language. And in the same time, thanks God, children. Yeah, so I was like pressed, or there is no choice if you have children. They are not talking in different languages, so okay. So then I started learn language, and like after 1 year, I started to work mostly in English at the school. Very well known in Syria, Bashair school. Pupils in this school was prominent children and so on. So it was like almost 1 year work, but it was very specific work because, as I see now, they need me because I was a PhD psychologist from Poland.
Europe.
From Europe.
Yeah.
Yes, from Europe. Yeah, that was important. Yeah, but it was impossible make any impact at anyone. Any meeting I did was a campaign with director or someone from the staff to control what I am telling, what I am doing with these people. So they was afraid, I suppose. And in the same time, they need me just like a picture, just like, see, we have psychologists from somewhere. Yeah, so yeah, small things like schedule of these children. Usually they came to the class at 8 and go out from the class at 4 or 5 o'clock, all the time activities without any break. For me it was like crazy idea. Children should have break, but their breaks was very strictly scheduled, and they did it in the class, not outside. The social integration, that you have friends, you have brother in the different class, for example, doesn't matter. Yeah? So the small ideas, if I try discuss anything, it was like, okay, yes, but any change. Yeah? And for sure, some of those children, it was clear, some of them have had disorders, clear disorders, so talking with their families, their parents was very needed, but no, there is no disorders, they're just so we have all our children are very nice, or something like this. And maybe one more example of how it was in this school, private school for sure. So you know, we this idea of ecology, that we are separating the trash. Yeah. So they made very big event. They took the part of papers, very clear, like you want to print something. They cut, they shoot them a little bit on the grass around the school, and then children with gloves and sticks went to put those parts to the trash box. And they made film that we are so ecologist, so nice. So, but very impressive school. I didn't saw such a school in Europe. Yeah, with the gold on the wall. Nice. Yeah. So that was first job. Of course, I was trying to do something, but I think my impact was zero. And then the war in Iraq started. I went to Syria in 2002, and the war in Iraq started 2003. And the refugees came. And that time to Syria, after 1 year, yeah, it was like 1.5 million people from Iraq in Syria. So, for sure, huge problem for Syria that time, 22 million people, and almost in the highest time it was like 1,800,000 people. So huge problem, and of course not. I have no idea. Government start to do things after a few years, like 4, I think. But that time started the time when organization from different countries started NGOs, started to do things for Iraqi people. First part of them was people, for me, as I saw this, Christian. A lot of them came in this as a first phase, and then other came. So one of the organization asked to, they was looking for psychologists, and that time we started first with Caritas and workshops for children, mostly like psychosocial support, some activities for children, playing with children, and listening to their stories, what they experienced. But again, the language, when my husband was with me, I was more, yeah, it's okay. If I didn't understand anything, he's beside, so it's no problem. But that work, it was personally, so the problems with language came again, especially that Iraqi's Arabic is a little bit different from Syrian. Yeah, so listening to the people, I did very funny mistakes. Someone was talking about her husband, one of my clients, and it was a story about her husband, and I was thinking that something happened to her leg. So, Rajli. Yeah. So it was a lot of such a funny situation. Yeah, and
did you ask which leg?
For me, I saw because he was doing something like this during. So I was sure that was this one.
It was self-explanatory.
Yes. With the time, I used this that I can't understand, and sometimes with the time I can understand, but I was asking more, and use this gap that I can't understand the language for have more explanation for what is about, making myself that I'm stupid and foreigner, so I can't understand. But it was interesting because when I am asking about that, it started to be like technique, because I'm asking about words, not about experience. Yeah? So it makes a distance, which is in trauma very needed, that we can a little bit be far away from the story for not to be overwhelmed by it. But with the time, and for sure, as a psychotherapist, my schools are systematic school, then psychodynamic a little bit. That time, they was absolutely unuseful in Syria. Family system in Poland is different from family system in Syria or Iraq. Yeah? But asking about those differences and that because I was foreigner, I can ask questions maybe people from this culture can't ask, or even can't think that they can ask about this. Yeah? And it was clear that I'm just curious, because I was curious. It was, for me, it was so strange sometimes, even in our family, that something is going like this. Yeah. So this questioning was very useful, but still it was about the language. And still my language was not good enough. What I felt, even if we are 3-4 years in that country, but not yet. Until now, it's that I can't understand everything. I can't be on the level of poems or small politics differences between, So I can feel more than understand.
And these things which you are not able to understand, nobody will tell you about that.
Yes. Yes.
About politics, about religion, about sensitivities. So people are not going to tell you about that.
But for trauma, it was not so important that time, because when I went was more to the nervous system. Because that's something what I can understand. We all have nervous system somehow. Yeah. So
It is nervous.
yeah. So the observation and that time more literature was spread in the world about importance of nervous system, especially for me, Peter Levine works, Van der Kolk, they wrote something different about trauma. And it was absolutely in the opposite of this narrative therapy of the trauma. And from the beginning, I was trying to use this, but thanks God, language was not good enough. Yes, so maybe that was the bless somehow. But nervous system, yes, I can see, I can touch, and but from the beginning, all this reaction when you are seeing, because the refugee situation, when you are coming, we must fill some boxes, which symptoms they have, from where they are, family, how looks their family, if they have money or something. It's more psychosocial than psychological. And it's different. But asking those questions, of course, the traumas was sometimes on the surface, and then I can see that something is going on. That time, I think my skills was very poor, in the meaning, just empathy for them was something what rescue situation, because I haven't any idea what is going on, and that I'm actually evoking all this trauma reaction. Empathy was needed, of course, but somehow it was like blind, someone blind trying to hold something didn't understand well, at least. Yeah? Empathy means that I was crying with my clients. Our nervous system knows when something is going on. And what is we are the group. Trauma is healed by the groups, by people. It's not about techniques, even if they are very clever and we can help contain all these feelings together and we can make bigger space and but in the end we are the human body and we can help being a human. And this traumatized, who is traumatized has this kind of sensitivity, and if you are not authentic, if you are just technique, it doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't work. So maybe that time, because when you are foreigners, especially psychologists, you can be absolutely crazy doing things nobody is doing. Somehow you are a stranger, and it's for me it was absolutely positive things, because what was there, what I have as a resource was who I am, not what I know and what I learned at university or psychotherapy courses.
You are not a part of all these untrustfully realities. So they can tell you.
Yes, and they couldn't came to someone from Syria with this issue of being virgin or not, or honor crime possibility, because even for Syrian people it was a dangerous situation. And if they help them, they will be involved. This like mafia or something like this. It's a very hard situation. So this that I am someone from outside was very helpful.
Like a safe ground.
Yes.
There in Iraq starts to be a war about religion, Sunnah Shia. You wasn't a part of this. When I was working, they was wondering who I am, Sunnah or Shia. Christian is out, okay, but Sunnah, Shia, Alawi, Ismaili, this was very crucial thing. You was out of that, and you was doing well with people.
Yeah, only one, what was maybe important, especially in the beginning, was my feeling that I am from Poland, and Poland that time planned to, after they destroy Iraq, Polish business is coming and we will rebuild. And we sent our soldiers there. But for people it wasn't important. It was my shame. A lot of people who came to us came in the very suddenly situation, so they just were what they have, and that was that. So they need help. So I'm this $100, $1,000, and then family, 6 people, $30. And then this ethical issues. You are a psychologist. You should help, and boundaries are very important for not to cross them. And in the same time, it's crazy talking about psychological issues with someone who is hungry. It's impossible. It's impossible. They have no shoes to came through our office. So these boundaries and these ethical issues came as well. How to help? Is it possible? How to organize the things that they will not aware. They will be not aware that we are helping them, like using neighbors, using someone, using social worker to give them something for help in this situation. But for children, for example, it was absolutely important psychological session, but they have no their toys. So if we have some toys in our office, they are looking at this toy like something, it's absolutely, that's what I need, play.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if someone is able to play with them at the same time, because their parents, in this shock, in this situation, that it's okay if they are just quiet. Don't bother me. So small things, which you can see that we have those needs. It's basic needs. It's and psychological support was on the very base level. But with the time, I think it should be like it was. It's not about deep psychological work. This work we can do when we are in safe place. Our needs are at least a little bit covered. Your family situation is somehow stabilized.
Sorry, was this more like a crisis intervention?
Yes.
Because it's
Absolutely.
absolutely,
Crisis.
yes.
It's absolutely crisis.
And it's not recommended when you have crisis, it's better to go with crisis intervention and later when it's,
But in the same time, you are a psychologist,
Yeah.
paid you, so that I should work or something was on the table as well. So yes, it was more than the crisis intervention, the psychosocial support and psychological work after the time. Then you have these issues with NGOs that we have limited amount of resources and sessions for each one. So thanks God there was big families, so we can register someone else just to, sorry for that, just for continue work with person who is there. And then, but then you have statistics and how many people or something. So at that time, this Iraqi people, there was a lot of them, but with the time more organization worked and the UNHCR came with some kind of help. And it was the same situation like with the Poland and now Belarusia borders, that a lot of people want just to go through Poland to have real help, because they are conscious that that in Poland the help is more harming than helping. So they want to go to your country, they want to go to Europe, because then they can get at least reasonable support. In Poland is support for 1 year, and we can give €250 for person in the month. So it's not enough for sure. That's the reason. And in Syria was the same for Iraqis that time. That they came and they need to go to Europe, they need to go to USA or Canada or Australia or wherever. But that time it was impossible to go to an embassy, for example. For Iraqi people, there is no possibility, just using UNHCR, and then who knows how it works. So that was part of the more social or psychosocial support, writing reports, describing their experience, and with work after like 5-6 years, UNHCR started to use centers to be sure that stories of the people are real, or they just buy or prepare such a situation for to go and for to have help. It's not that because they won't lie, but that time it was no other way. If you won't go somewhere, you must have good story. So our job somehow sometimes was like each story is true or not, and then sometimes you have this trauma reaction and this dissociation, and people who experience very hard situation are able to talk, and you can see that there is any reaction, nothing, and so that time in UN they was thinking that they are liars, that there is no their story. So our job with the time start to be a little bit help them which story is true, which story is not true, what was absolutely heavy, because anyone came to Syria somehow was in very difficult situation. Losing your home, even if you are just going to the different country, and nobody shoot towards you, nobody explode your home, but you lose everything. So that was like the ethical issues, because they ask if the story is true, and where are the psychological issue, and who should be who deserve for be refugee in different countries.
And you were the only exit, because no embassy, you were the only way out.
UNHCR, they
Yes.
use us with the time somehow to make sure that was good step. That time in Syria developed a program or this cooperation from the mental health and social support, and so psychiatrists and social workers, psychologists go on board, and we work together to make a program. It was quite good, I think, but then we started cooperate a little bit with psychiatrists, with social workers, and then that you are not only one person working on board. And in UNHCR started to see that like a good resource to know, because their work was hard as well, because you are deciding all these people are in a very hard situation, but you have the power, you must decide who is going, who not. Yeah. So all these ethical issues, whose story is better, whose story deserve for better life, and then a lot of people, when you are telling your story, even if it's not true, you are just lying the story. But with the time, the story becomes true for our brain, and produce symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was very hard to. Thanks God, the decision wasn't ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what we can do in our center, the time it was the zone center, and we did what we can using report and help them to describe the story. But very hard decision, and thanks God we didn't decide it.
Sorry, may I ask, it's personal, if you like, how was this for you, going home, having a family after this kind of work and holding this? It sounds like, wow.
No, depends. I think depends. The first phase was very hard because it was very overwhelming, and this feeling that I am not good enough, yeah, and somehow it's my script that I'm not good enough. They work together very well, yeah, that what I can do, as much as I can do, it's not enough. And if I am, it was overwhelming for sure. So I, being back at home, I was able just sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have children,
Yeah.
yeah, or something, so you must be on the table somehow. Yeah, and it was very hard. From the beginning, it was very hard time. But with the time, we get some support from organization, I mean for the zone. They started with some workshops for us, some help, and cooperation with others, and supervisions even. So that was very helpful. Still hard, but from the beginning was very hard because effects of your work when we are working psychologically or social psychological support, the effects are not like you can see. It's not the car, you repair and you see that it's working. So with the time when we saw that the help is it's work. People are somehow back to their life. Okay, that time it was...
That gave meaning.
That gives meaning. But it was like 1 year that I shouldn't take the money for my work, for example, if they have such a support, how I can earn so much, for example. So, if you like this, yeah. And their situation is very hard. In the same time, a lot of Iraqis family that time who were in very good condition as well. So with the time, it gives us some balance. I mean us, because then teamwork was very important, and we support each other very well in our work, as we can. Yeah. So then the situation was a little bit more complicated because I went to Syria in 2002 and I left Syria in 2012. It means that the revolution started. Well, so I was like 1 year of this crisis, beginning of crisis in Syria, and we adapt, but then the situation in Syria started to be very hard, and our situation changed.
Mm-hmm.
We started being in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was difficult very involved and helped. Yeah, because for that time, for Iraqi people, they find their place somehow. They adapt. We have some colleagues here from different countries, and you know how important it is when we start feel that the place we are is our place. And then the situation is again war.
Using the same classification. Sunni against Shia against Sunni, and Syrian people was engaged in this. Iraqi people was engaged in this. So it was a big mass.
Yeah. So somehow Iraqi people started to be enemy, yeah, enemies of Syrian people, Shi'i, Sunni. So helping Shian people was a little bit not fair, maybe not danger. I didn't see the danger at that time, but the situation was more complicated. And how you can help these foreigners, for example, and we need support. But the situation was like a big mess. So at that time it was like very confusing and just wait. You must take to the work, and you have no idea if you will be back or what can happen during your way at work. And you have children still, yeah, and husband. Yeah, so maybe if I have no family, it was working very well with my finding idea to prove that I am worth to be psychologist, being in the world. Perfect, yeah, perfect things. But if you have family, yeah, then the situation changed, and for us it was possible. For me, it was possible to work like almost 1 year. The center worked. They continue their work, but I left Syria in 2012. 1 year from start the revolution. So helping, yes, but then you are in need for help. Yeah? And I left Syria thinking that it's just for a few weeks that time. That I will be back.
Like many people.
Yes. For me, being in Syria was a very good experience. You are from the West, in Arabic countries, so you are beautiful, you are smart, you are, all these narcissistic things. Yeah. So for me, it was very hard to leave Syria. And after we, and in Poland, what I am doing and what I should do, and then this contrast with life of Polish people, yeah, they have no idea. They have no idea what is going on in the world, and the problem is then back to the clinic, open my practice again, yeah, and then someone is coming to you and telling you that somebody bothering you in the bus, and this feeling you're waiting and
yeah.
yeah.
What is the problem?
And yeah, and tortures in such a philosophical ways. I have no idea how to describe them. And then someone who is coming and you see trauma reaction, but we are waiting what happened. And trauma reaction was because somebody grab your hand. Yeah? But after all the stories, this is like nothing. And your nervous system is waiting for something.
Yes.
What happened? Yeah? So then all the stories and being again psychologist in the country when the situation is
Normal.
war,
No.
it is normal. And people are working, but still nervous system is reacting.
Was it helpful for you when you were having these arguments with your husband about coming back to Poland, that he's a psychologist too and he can understand the importance of your work? He's not someone from somewhere, or it was not the case? Because he's also a psychologist. He
Can understand the importance.
why is it important for you? Why are you so idealistic?
Then we have this differences, cultural differences, family first.
Okay.
So it's okay that you want to help someone,
Yes.
yeah, but first you must help your children. Yeah? That was and us, but I didn't see the situation as I know now, as my husband saw this, because it was really a life danger situation.
Yes.
For me, nothing happened to me in Syria. Nothing. Yeah? 1 year of revolution. But nobody bothered me. Nothing happened. No, we are going...
You was close to be kidnapped. You was close. I know
But
people who
any
was kidnapped
conscience.
and killed
Yes. Any conscience.
in Syria, like you.
Yes.
Hollander, from Holland, one psychologist was kidnapped and killed and tortured, and I knew him. We was in cooperation, and I knew that you was close for that,
Yes.
but I couldn't say.
So then you have all these mechanisms working. With the time, you can see what happened to you, but that time, unconscious is helping somehow. Yeah? If something is too dangerous, you can't see the situation and how dangerous it is. Yeah? And then you are seeing just what you want to see, and see the reality, your reality. Yeah? And maybe as these victims of war in Iraq, then we start be like victims of war and situation in Syria, but we are not seeing all the details. We are not seeing the situation, how dangerous it is. We must survive. So you are psychologist, you are philosopher, doctor. We are the same on this level. So that's what happened with me. I was blind for the danger. Yeah? My husband wasn't. I was maybe see a little bit danger, what I was able to see for him. Yeah? So the crucial was that my presence in Syria is danger for him. Yeah? Because they will harm him using us, his family members, to harm him. Yeah? That was argument for me. That was something, yeah, I still love this man, so that was something what was that I don't want harm someone who I love. And
Lidia, because of time, I think it would be nice the audience could have a bit time for questions. So,
Thank you.
first, thank you.